Welcome to Beer and Loathing Under Oath, the show where we pin down the brewers at your favorite breweries and get down to the brass tacks about their beers. I'm Samuel Sly, and will you please state your name for the record?
My name is Alyssa Thorpe.
Thank you very much. Would you please state the business name in which we are currently sitting?
This is Jagged Mountain Craft Brewery in Denver, Colorado.
Excellent, thank you for the clarification. And what is your current position within the company?
I am head brewer / only brewer that works here.
Oh, thank you. Well, please raise your beer. Do you solemnly swear to say something mild resembling a truthful statement today?
I will mildly resemble the truth, I swear.
That's good enough for our lawyers. Well, you are officially under oath, Alyssa. Thank you for joining us. Appreciate that.
Thank you for having me.
Could you please state for the record what beer we are currently, or beers I should say, we are currently enjoying today?
Yeah, so 2 different beers in front of you. The full one is our Bases Loaded German Kölsch, which we try to make around baseball season, which opening day is coming up real soon, thankfully. And then our other beer is Bunny Slope, which is a collaboration that we do with Gold Spot Brewing Company, which is a blonde stout that we put coffee, caramel, and chocolate in. It's supposed to be like a caramel macchiato blonde stout.
Did you have a specific reason behind the Bases Loaded name for the Kölsch?
Yeah, so we wanted to make a beer, a really light, easy drinking beer for baseball season. As you know, like with the Pilsner that we normally have on tap at all times, Pilsners just take so long to make. Kölsches are a little bit more like faster turning, so we wanted to have a beer that is specifically for the baseball crowd that wasn't a lager.
If we actually called potatoes bases, like what kind of loaded bases would you want?
If you called potatoes bases, I would have definitely, I don't know, potatoes are so versatile.
They are. They're the best vessel for so many things.
They really are. Yeah, probably poutine would be the way to go. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's interesting. Coming from the South, that's a very northern thing.
I mean, yeah.
Tell me more about why the name Bunny Slope for the blonde here.
At Jagged Mountain, obviously we're mountain themed, so we try to theme a lot of our beer names off of mountains or getting out into nature, skiing, snowboarding, any of those things. So Bunny Slope was just kind of one of those like caramel macchiato, you know, kind of like basic beer kind of thing. So yeah, just came up with Bunny Slope. I think initially it was Snow Bunny, but we decided that was a little too much.
I believe you do ski or snowboard, correct?
Very lightly.
Okay, so do you find yourself on the Bunny Slope more often than not as it is?
Yep. Yeah, so I actually told this story the other day. The first time I came to Colorado, and I skied the first time ever, I definitely wore jeans on the slope.
That's a rite of passage, you know?
I mean, I'm a Texan, so that's just how it goes, right?
You know, when I learned when I was 7, I wore jeans, or shit, I'd wear sweatpants because I was a stylish son of a bitch like that.
But that's just because you didn't care, right?
Yeah, I was 7.
For me, I actually just didn't know any
better. Even though you might spend most of your time on the Bunny Slope as it is, would you be even more inclined, like once you got better, to stay on the Bunny Slope if they handed you a bunny the minute you got off the chairlift?
Absolutely. Who doesn't want to be handed a bunny at any time?
I know. I mean, if there's anything to like quell some nerves on the mountain there.
Yeah, just hand me a rabbit.
Of these 2 beers, which would you be more inclined to have before, during, and after a riding day? Okay.
Definitely Kölsch during, because you get like, after a nice run, you're like kind of sweaty, a little tired. You just want to crush something that's like really easy drinking.
Yeah.
Bunny Slope would definitely be probably before, so you get that little shot of energy.
Yeah, I was gonna say with the coffee, it's got a little bit of that breakfast vibe to it.
But it could also be an after one, because it's heavy enough to like a stout, where you just want to end the day with it, but it's also enough caffeine with coffee to start it out with.
Tell me some stats that like a beer geek would like about these beers.
Ooh, okay. Well, with the Bunny Slope specifically, just because there's so many ingredients in here, so we actually use local coffee from Huckleberry Roasters, which is like right down the street.
That's cool.
Milk Market area. Steep that. Calyssa's been working with them for a really long time, and we just recently switched over to them. We like to support local companies whenever we can.
Oh yeah.
We also use Cholaka in this, which is another local company, which is like a liquid chocolate base that we kind of mixed in here with it. So it doesn't really add that much color, but definitely adds that like little bit of chocolatey flavor. They have a few different versions. In this one, we use unsweetened liquid chocolate. And I really enjoy that product a lot. A lot of people use cocoa nibs to give like a chocolate flavor in beers. And we use that in one of our blonde stouts, but I think Chelaka is just a little bit more of a deeper chocolate flavor. So yeah, pretty
Does it like
stoked about
ingrain
that.
itself better, you think? Or integrate should probably be the better word.
Yeah, you have to mix it really well, but I think it does. Yeah, I like it.
This tastes to me almost kind of like something I would buy at a cafe, like
Right?
a coffee drink.
Yeah.
You know?
Oh, it's so good. Yeah,
Yeah.
just put some ice on it and have like an iced caramel
It's
macchiato.
smooth too. Like it almost has a smooth like viscosity to it.
Yeah, and I like it because it's like not any ingredient completely sticks out. Like you get the coffee, you get the chocolate, you get the caramel.
Yeah.
It's just all present and all working together.
So on the opposite kind of end of the spectrum, instead of something the beer geeks like, what would be something you would tell anybody that you just pull off the streets of Denver and say, hey, come in here and try these beers. Here's why you should try them.
The Bunny Slope, it tastes like caramel macchiato. Everybody knows what that is, right? Everybody
true.
goes to Starbucks. They get that every once in a while. So that's an easy sell. The Kölsch would probably be more along the lines of somebody came in, asked for like a Bud Light.
Yeah.
That's probably the closest beer that we have to a Bud Light.
From a brewing standpoint, did any of these beers present any like manufacturing problems, or did you have any like little quirks or fun stories from that? And even not these, like have you had some other beers where you've had some goofy production challenges or something like that?
Since the Bunny Slope has so many different ingredients in it, adding the caramel, which I've never added caramel to a beer before, that was an adventure because they come in like tiny little bottles, and I had to get like 20 bottles and individually add this like thick ass caramel to
So
the
it was
beer.
the liquid.
Yeah, liquid,
wanna call it
like
liquid.
Ghirardelli caramel or
It's
whatever.
really like an in-between liquid and solid.
Exactly.
It's a state of matter that it's its own state of matter. Really.
Exactly. Yeah, exactly. So I'm sitting at the top of the tank, like on a tall ladder, just one by one, like slowly dipping in this caramel. It was a little bit of a pain, but you know,
Yeah. it's-
brewer's life, that's how it goes.
Exactly. It comes with the territory, right?
Yep.
Before COVID took a big hot dump on 2020, did you and Jagged Mountain have any big plans that you were able to talk about that might have carried over, or?
Yeah, I mean, we didn't talk about canning at all. We were kind of under the impression that we were never going to can. It was taproom only, just because we were generally pretty busy. And then all of those plans just like went out the window.
Yeah.
And completely shifted our focus to more packaging. We started canning for the first time ever in like 7 years here. So
That's awesome.
yeah, I use mobile canning, craft canning, which they're awesome. Which I wasn't super stoked about. I actually came from Lone Tree where we canned all the time.
Yeah.
And when I interviewed here, I remember the specific question was like, do you ever want to package again? And I was like, never again.
I think I got that out of my system.
But I mean, honestly, it's been a good experience with craft canning. They take care of everything, and it's like smoothest canning runs I've ever experienced. So it's been good. Like you do what you have to do to get through the pandemic. So
Was it hard to get them like schedule time with craft canning? I assume like they got wicked busy.
Oh, for sure.
Since everyone had to basically pivot to some form of packaged goods.
initially they were super busy, but they ended up having to buy a whole nother canning line just for Denver alone. So now they have 2 separate canning lines that they're going back and forth with. So
Okay.
they were able to free up a little bit more time. And we're pretty small, so generally our runs are really short. So they can actually fit us in like in a 2 canning run day. So like they'll come to us in the morning and then go to like Novel Strand in the afternoon.
We need to address the elephant in the room, if I may address the elephant in the room.
Okay.
I know the numbers are growing of folks like you in the industry, but you already mentioned it, you are incredibly short. Do you feel like brewing equipment and other stuff as a brewer is more geared towards vertically inclined folks?
Yes, absolutely. I actually have my own personal little industrial step stool just
Oh,
for
nice.
this reason. And I just hired an intern that is 6'4" to help me reach things. So
That's practical.
exactly, yeah, priorities. you
Yep,
know,
exactly.
Not because I wanted to teach anybody, just because I need him purely just to reach things for me.
Did you ever have any aversions to heights, ladders, or anything before you got into to this industry? Like,
No,
did it come naturally, more or
Yeah,
less?
I like heights. Like, I've never been afraid of any of that. I mean, climbing on a ladder up to a tank can sometimes be a little nerve-wracking, but yeah.
While you're doing stuff,
Yeah, while
it's
you
a
don't.
whole different level of
when your
maintaining a
hands
balance.
are occupied with something else and not just holding on for dear
Yeah, where you might
life.
have a flashlight in your mouth while you're trying to do all this bullshit, you know?
Yep.
So another idea / your hot take on this, would you be opposed or for a rope wire harness type system a la Hollywood that would let you jump, fly, float, do whatever to like add your grains, ingredients, and all that stuff? Where would that fall in your budgetary, like, let me
Okay.
budget some money, or
Yeah.
nah, not really?
I mean, it sounds fun too, so
Yeah.
it's pretty up there. I mean, if I could just get like a little pulley system to just pull me around the whole brew house, then that would be ideal, honestly.
So we kind of mentioned, you I think physically mentioned that you were originally from Texas.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you had stayed in Texas, do you think you might have followed a similar career path?
Probably not, honestly. It's definitely more of a boys' club down in Texas. Their models are completely different. They usually start off really big, already packaging, just because of their laws are super weird with to-go beer. So probably not. When I moved here, I actually was going to school to be a nurse. And then I said, forget that. I want to go do something that it's like low stress, really nice. It's something I enjoy. And that's why I went into craft beer. But I think if I would have stayed in Texas, I probably would have stuck with the nursing thing.
All right, so you also went kind of the home brewer to pro AM entry to brewer route.
Yep.
What was one of the more surprising elements that you found going from home brewing eventually up to the professional level, whether it was here, Lone Tree, or with Mew, where you originally started at?
Yeah, for sure. I think for me is the lack of mechanical knowledge. When I was home brewing, it's like, you put some stuff together and you make a beer in a cooler and that's fine. With professional brewing, it's a lot more like, I actually have to completely take apart this pump and know how to put it back together.
You're a BJCP, which is Beer Judge Certified Program, I think is the technical term.
I'm pretty sure, yeah.
All right, since you are technically a judge, how is this deposition going in your mind?
I'll give it a 5 out of 10.
Okay. It's not even passing. Shit. All right. The brewing industry's had its own like growing pains with inclusivity, some misogyny, even substance abuse. We're making alcohol. A lot of people are being more open about that stuff. What keeps you what keeps you enthused and jazzed about coming to work and brewing every day, or keeps you enthused about the industry as a whole?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's definitely been times in my career that I've gotten really down about it, even considered leaving it, honestly. But COVID really hurt me just because I wasn't seeing people drinking the beer. I love nothing more than just sitting at the bar and looking around at a full tap room and everybody's enjoying a product that I made. I get a lot of enjoyment out of that. So COVID, I really realized that was my true motivating factor behind a lot of this, is just bringing people together, seeing people enjoy just a chill time at a brewery.
We're going to get much more hypothetical here. This is not really a brewing thing or anything, but you've been known to have varying hair colors throughout the year. If you were a superhero whose powers were derived from your hair colors and whatnot, what would your catchphrase be?
Oh shit. Oh my god. Okay, so this sounds terrible. The first thing that came to mind was taste the rainbow, but I feel like that's wrong.
Well, you know what my written response here was why wouldn't it be taste the painbow?
What? You wrote that? Oh shit. Nailed it.
Where is it? Shit.
Taste the painbow.
So our final question to Alyssa is, throughout your career, brewing or otherwise, what's your proudest moment?
Ooh, proudest moment. I think probably proudest moment is when I worked at Lone Tree Brewing Company and we won gold for our Mexican lager in 2018, I want to say.
Yeah, that
19?
sounds about right.
18, I think it was 18.
It was 18 too, yeah.
Yeah, and just going up with the team of people that I worked with at the brewery and really feeling that reward for hard work that you've done all year was pretty freaking awesome.
This is a question I haven't asked any brewery yet. What's it like standing on stage with Charlie Papazian and getting recognized for a medal?
I mean, it's pretty great considering like I used to read his homebrew books when I was just a little baby brewer brewing in my apartment. So yeah, doing that fist bump with Charlie was like pretty much pinnacle of my career, I think.
That's cool. Well, Alyssa, that is really all we had. Thank you so much for joining us. I would like to state for the record that you completed your questions with poise, authority, and I was not intimidated at all and enjoyed it very much.
Oh, we might have to fix the intimidation part, but
Well, there's plenty of time left for that. So. But
right,
is there
man.
anything else you'd like to tell our viewers about Jagged Mountain or anything?
Other than the fact that we are now open post-COVID, well, still in COVID, but post-closure COVID.
Yes.
Now open to 50%, so come by the tap room anytime. We have some great bartenders, great beers on tap, literally for anybody. So yeah, that's all I got.
Right on. Well, that's it for Under Oath. We'll catch you next time.
Nailed
I
it.
still haven't figured out how to close this thing off. But
Just point.
that's my go-to. It is. I don't know why.